I'm Matt from the Pickleball Clinic, and today I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite speed up strategies that's going to help you win nearly all of your speed up attempts. One of the most common mistakes that I see on the speed up, which causes players to get burned on the counter attack, is that they will blindly speed up the ball without picking a good spot on their opponent. So what I mean by that is as soon as a player gets a high dink, they'll sometimes speed it up straight ahead right onto their opponent's paddle while they're waiting there to put it away. Instead, what we want to do is pick a spot on our opponent's body so that way we can test out where their weaknesses are, either force an error or get ourselves a pop-up to finish the point on the next shot. The 6 spots that you can aim for are the dominant shoulder, the chest, the non-dominant shoulder, the dominant hip, your stomach, or the non-dominant hip. And each of those 6 spots are going to cause your opponent to do a different thing. For example, the dominant shoulder will force the chicken wing, so a lot of people have trouble defending this spot. Sometimes in the chest, people defend it with their backhand, but a lot of times players will get jammed there and go for a forehand, making this uncomfortable shot. Sometimes the non-dominant side, players are slow to defend because it's up on their backhand side, so if someone has a weak backhand, this might be the way to go. Same thing with the hips, but it's just a little bit lower here. So the dominant hip will jam you. Center is going to force somebody to hit a backhand when maybe they might like hitting their forehand. And then same thing over here with your non-dominant hip, that's the backhand side, which might be weaker for a lot of players. So every time I'm looking to go for a speed up attempt, I'm going to pick one of those 6 spots on my opponent. So I get into my dink rally, and then as soon as I recognize a ball that I can speed up, I'm going to pick a spot. So first, I'm going to test my opponent's dominant shoulder. So right here, I'm dinking with the lefty, so I'm going for his left shoulder straight ahead. I noticed that worked, so I'm going to take a note of that for the next time I want to speed up. After that, I'm going to test another spot. So as soon as I get my pop-up, I'm going to try maybe for the chest, and I noticed that he got that one back. So I'm going to take note of that and understand that he might be stronger in that position. After that, I can try the non-dominant shoulder, and then from there, take note of what type of shot that I got. I can also do the same thing with the hips. Those attacks are a little bit high. So what I can do next is try to go for a lower one that's going a little bit lower on my opponent's body to see if he's a little bit better defending shots that are down low instead of up high. There's one last thing that I want to talk about when you're determining which spots you want to test, and that is the body. A lot of players, especially at the more advanced levels, like to defend their body. So this is typically an easy spot for people to defend to. So when you're testing where your opponent's weaknesses might be, I would start off on the wings first. I would start off for the dominant shoulder and the non-dominant shoulder, and dominant hip and the non-dominant hip. Depending on how well he or she defends those spots, then you can try the chest. This is pretty easy for somebody that likes this spot because they can just punch it straight forward. But like I said in the beginning, some players will do this when the ball comes right at them. So if you notice that someone does that, then keep going for that spot. But I would test that last because you're the most likely to get burned right here defending the chest.